So this episode we've got 3 things that I want to get done. First of all, I want to work on this base some more. So last episode we got this sort of front panel in place, and this episode I'd really like to get a tower on this side and the door done, or the entranceway, and potentially another panel either over here or around the corner, just to continue working on this build. The second project we need to work on today is this footpath. So I originally have it coming up here. I'd like to take this top section and wrap it back around the mountain to enter from over by those crafting tables over there. And the third thing I want to do is get to work with some villagers, which is what we're going to go and do now. First of all, we need to go and get some wheat from the micro farm that I made a few episodes ago. And then we're going to go out to the desert, where I think we're going to make our breeder. And after that, potentially a villager trading hall, if we've got time today. I am setting a very ambitious goal of 3 quite large projects all in one episode. And I'm limited on time, so we're going to see how it goes. If it comes to it, we may have to sort of abandon this halfway through building it in order to finish off some bits of our base that I really want to get done this episode. And if needs be, we may skip step 2 today and come back to it in the future. Where is my grinder gone? I'm too busy talking and not busy enough walking. So yeah, so that's the plan today. I'm going to go and grab some wheat, and then I'm going to meet you in the desert. Okay, we're over here at the desert, and I've come over here for 3 reasons. First reason is I don't want this to be too close to my base, because I want it to be unloaded when we're away from it, so my villagers don't get killed, and also just so they don't continuously breed and create problems. Second reason is there's another village just over the hill there, where we're going to get our first few villagers from. And the third reason is I've forgotten. There was another reason. Yeah, completely forgotten it. So we're over here for 2 reasons. The third may come back to me, but those are the main 2. I've remembered. Reason number 3 is I don't actually know how my base is going to look yet. So I want to make sure that the villagers are bred, and I want to have a place where I can trade with them before I actually decide on where they're actually going to be placed in my village. I knew I remembered it. So this is going to be my first attempt at a villager breeder on Bedrock Edition. I'm going for a very, very simple design because I don't want to overcomplicate things. All I think I need are some beds and some blocks. I think that's basically how it works, plus a dispenser and some wheat, which is why we went to our farm earlier. Let's craft that into bread right now, actually. Yeah, so I think we can just do something a little bit like this. We can just go 1, 2... Now I think we only need like 3 beds, or maybe 4 beds, but I'm going to go with 5 just to be safe. I'm sure 3 beds should work fine though. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, we're back to counting with Dan again. It doesn't stop counting with Dan. Yeah, so I think we want them stood there, and then when they have babies, they'll come out the sides. Now I normally use trapdoors, but I did just watch a quick tutorial, and on there they use buttons, which I don't think you can do on Java Edition, so this is new for me. Not new for all of you Bedrock Edition masters, but I think mobs still think that's a full block for some reason on this version. If I'm wrong, then I'll just replace them for trapdoors if it's not working. But actually I tried making some mob farms I actually tried making a mob farm in Skytrade that I play with my daughter and my wife in the evenings, and I used trapdoors on that and it didn't work at all. So these may have been the missing ingredient, so fingers crossed I can go and fix that while I'm at it. So adult villagers are going to stand on here. They're going to have lots of babies, and then the babies are going to fall off down here. I might have to put some blocks just around the edge as well, like that. Now I'm not worried about zombies or anything getting to these villagers because I've made a trench all the way around this farm, so I think we should be safe. So the babies are gonna fall down into this little pit, and then I'll move them later on, probably by rail, over to the base when I need them. But the most important thing today is that we get this all set up and ready to go. So that's... I think I just need to add in actually a dispenser, and you'll notice I haven't got my bow on me, and it's not because I've crafted it into a dispenser again, it's because I've put it in here safe just in case I did, because I can't do that again. Oh, my pride and joy is that bow. It's great. Okay, so yeah, we'll just place a dispenser like that, put some bread in it, and I think I've got a spare button in this chest, which we're just going to put on the side. This is honestly as super simple as breeders get. There we go. So when I'm over here, I can just click this a couple of times, bread will come out, villagers will be fed, etc. Okay. So I need to now work on a villager trading hall. I'm going to do that off camera and show you the end result, because otherwise we're going to run out of time to do everything else I want to do in this video. So yeah, let's get that done and I'll be right back. Okay, so I think this is going to be it for now. I've decided to stick with the sort of desert theme here and use quite sort of yellow and beige blocks. I've just thrown in some sort of birch blocks in between because it breaks up the sandstone and the desert tile a little bit more, and I've smelted up some smooth stone just for the backs, but these are actually going to come out eventually because I'm going to be putting in like a piston in the back so that I can have zombies come up to the back of all of these villager trading cells and effectively kill or transform any villagers that I want to reduce the trade price for. But anyway, more on that later in the series. So this is going to be it for the villager section of today's episode because I'm running out of time and I really need to get some other stuff done. Eventually I might build this around, but I'm actually a little bit concerned that these guys are going to take up the beds of the villager breeder. So that's why I've done it all the way down the bottom end here. I may wrap it around this side as well just to make it symmetrical. But apart from that, we're more or less done. So yeah, let's head on over to task number 2. So we're back over here working on our house, and as you can see, this is all we've done so far. We did this last episode. Last episode, I actually made a little bit of a mistake where I showed this off in the night, so you couldn't see it very well. So here you go, here it is in the day. That's what it looks like. We do need to get a better angle on it, but we'll do that later on. I just wanted to show you guys how it looks right now, because we're about to add in one of the towers and the entrance, and maybe a side panel around that side. So this is what it looks like now, and hopefully by the time we're done it's going to look a whole lot better than this. Okay, so I've already worked on this tower in a creative world, so I know roughly how this is going to look, but there are a few design flaws that I need to iron out as I go. We're going to start building, and I'll probably start thinking more than talking because I don't want to get any of this wrong, because if I do get it wrong, it's a lot of blocks to replace. Is this right? I think this is right. I think it goes like that, and then we need some floor pieces. There, and oh dear. That was a good start. You can tell how often I've done that because I've got ladders at the side of this mountain to get back up. I do it all the time. There we go. Like a pro. Right, okay, so it is a bit tricky working with this, especially I'm trying to think and talk at the same time, which isn't good. There'll probably be a few cutscenes throughout this as I try to negotiate where I need to build this. I actually feel like I'm already doing this wrong. And I've only just started, so that's a good start. There, and I think here. 1, 2, 3. Is that right? Yeah, I think that's right, actually. Okay, we're doing okay. Then there. And here. Just like that, okay. Much better. We're going to get rid of that one, and that one, and that one. So this is like the base for the tower. This is the circumference. Am I using the right word? Circumference? I think so. I think diameter is like this, circumference is like this, right? Because it's a circle circumference. Bit of maths education for you there for you as we go. Well, I hope it's education for you. I hope I got it right. But who knows? So here, I should actually have a tower. One of these things. But the next one then is going to be 1, 2, 3 on this piece here. So what I'm thinking is if we do away with this section, then these will actually, at least these two, will be on the same plane, which is one of the design flaws I think I needed to iron out. So I'm going to do that. So we've squared it off a little bit, but it does actually, when we were on the outside, it does come out by one block, which is enough to create the circular feel, I believe. I hope so anyway. Okay, so where will we to? So 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to place that there, like that. 1, 2, 3, and then that one there, like that. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I think that was it. I think that was it, and then we do that, and we do that, and then we do the same on this one, just to make sure. Just like that. And then I think there was a 1 block here, a 1 block gap between these two things, and it is, so that's good. Okay, yeah, so that's how we had it. And now I'm looking at it, I kind of hate how square that is. I really hate how square that is. That is not nice at all, actually. Yeah, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take this out and place in blocks like that, which will take away the square feel of the floor, and then I can always run something along here to make it look more rounded. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to go with. Okay, so then I've got these like this. Oh, I can do this quick now because I've sort of figured out the important bits. And then that's the middle there, so 1, 2, 3, and then there is going to be the next little tower thing. Whatever they're called, detail, just like that. And then we're gonna have, same as these, coming up on the back of the front tower things, the front walls. Oh my gosh, I need to come up with a name for these because I don't know what I should call them. Yeah. Okay, so while I'm doing these, I did want to have a chat with you guys about my channel, because right now I'm doing lots of different things. I'm trying to find sort of like my niche where I fit in YouTube, which I think is quite important. And I love all of the videos I'm doing. I should just say I do enjoy them. So I'm not doing anything that I don't enjoy doing, but I am finding it difficult to juggle too many things, and I feel like the tutorials that I'm doing are kind of like my shop window. So anyone who doesn't know of Gwent Gamer, they will find Gwent Gamer when they look at tutorials for those specific things. So it kind of gets my name out there, even though, you know, if you're going to look at a tutorial I'm doing compared to a tutorial that like Mumbo Jumbo's doing, for example, you're going to click on Mumbo Jumbo, you're not going to click on me. But at least I'll come up in that search suggestion, which is why I've been doing the tutorials, because obviously it gets my brand out there, it lets people know who I am, what I'm about, and let them know sort of my Minecraft skill level. Not there is any good. But yeah, so that's why I've been doing those, and I've been doing the Survival Skyblock series because I just really enjoy playing Skyblock. I think it's really good. The challenge it adds is just unique, and I do want to play other survival maps. I do think it'd be a really good segment to my YouTube channel to do different survival maps. The issue with those is they're not very well searched. People in general don't watch them unless they've just finished watching someone else's survival map and they want to look for other survival maps that's the only time really people would look for Skyblock or other survival maps like that. I was thinking about doing PvP, but I'm terrible at it. Honestly, I'm not good at it at all. so that's out the window. I might do it just to show you how bad I am. But I was thinking, either I could do this series, Gwentland, which is by far my favourite series, and it requires a lot more work than the other series. So, like, filming an episode of Skyblock compared to filming an episode of Gwentland. Skyblock I can film 5 episodes in an hour and a half, and Gwentland I can film 1 episode in 2 days. So it does take up a lot more time because of the resource gathering and the cuts, because obviously between the cuts I'm doing a lot of extra work that you don't necessarily see. So yeah, so my option is I can do more Gwentland, or I can do the same amount of Gwentland and just do maybe one other series, or one other thing like tutorials, or a day in Minecraft, or Skyblock Survival, or other survival maps, or anything else. If you guys have got any suggestions about what I should do, leave them down in the comments. But I really would like your feedback. So if you were a regular viewer of this channel, or you've just started watching and you'd like to watch more, I want to know what you're enjoying the most about my channel, and I want to know what you want to see more of. So if you could leave a comment with just Gwent, I really like this series, Gwent, I really like that series, I think you should do things like this or like that. I really want to hear and know about it, and I'd appreciate it if you leave it down in the comments, so I can just read them all together, and I know I can sort of add them up. I can do a tally. I know there's a way to do a poll, but I don't really have enough subscribers to make a poll worthwhile, because to be honest, people don't click on them anyway. Well, at least I don't for other people's channels, so how can I expect you guys to do it for mine? Turns out I've done this tower wrong, so it all needs to come down. So I'm just putting it all back down. It just needs to come over by 1 block, which is really annoying. Feather falling, don't fail me now. And I'm okay. Oh, no I'm not, no I'm not, I'm not okay, I'm not okay, I'm not okay. Gotcha. Yeah, I really could do with building up the side of this mountain. I just thought I'd interrupt the video here to let you all know that I'm very disappointed with all of you. Why did nobody tell me that I could do this? What the hell? Look! I can just go, boom. I'm not even looking at a block. Boop. Why didn't anyone tell me this? It's amazing. This is like the best thing I have ever realised about a Minecraft game. What the hell? I now need to rip all these out because they're in the wrong place. But why didn't anyone tell me I don't have to be like over the edge looking back at the block like this just to place a block? That's honestly like... Bedrock developers, give yourselves a pat on the back, because that feature has got to be the best feature ever added to a Minecraft game in all of its existence. But that's not all. I've even noticed if I do this, but then I take like a... I think if I'm on this block, but I'm looking away and right click, it actually places the block underneath. Did you guys know that? If you did know that, then I'm upset that you didn't tell me. But that's just a complete game changer, isn't it? If you want to place a bottom slab, you just got to stand like here, look out this way, and place. And it's there. That's amazing. Absolutely amazing. I'm honestly blown away. Blown away. Well done, Bedrock developers. Also, while we're on the topic of mechanics of placing blocks, I've realised with this machine, now I've turned down my sound, you may have realised because this is going to get loud. If I just stand here and right click, like this sort of breaks after a while, so I'm still right clicking, but it's not letting me place any more blocks. But if I shift and right click, it will always let me place blocks. It doesn't stop. Now, I do need to get water in here because otherwise I'm going to end up with all of this. But yeah, I just thought I'd show you those two things, because if you don't know, that's amazing. And if you do know, then you should have told me. So I'm either really cross with you, or you've just learned something really handy. Okay, so we're back, and I finished with the tower. I'm really pleased with how it turned out, and we're going to take a look in just a second. So 3, 2, 1, ta-da! Yeah, so as you can see, I've decided to go with some iron bars for windows, because I think they had more of like a spooky vibe to it, which is what I was going for. And you can see just on the sides of the building, I've added in some stone brick fence, because it just adds a bit of definition. It ties in with the rest of the build and sort of supports that roof segment at the top. And I was toying around with some different heights, because I wanted to sort of give the idea that this is sort of a grand part of the build. But I actually decided on something a little bit more subtle, and mainly because I felt when it was too tall, it looked a bit too much like a castle. I didn't really want that. That's not the look I'm going for. So I've settled on that, and I'm really pleased with how it's turned out, actually. Really pleased. So next we've got to do our entrance, which is going to be quite a grand entrance. And I'm going to need some diorite for it, I think. Yeah, so I'm going to use some diorite for the stairs, and we're going to build the stairs on camera. And then I'm going to probably cut away, because the rest of it gets quite detailed, and then I'll come back and show you all that. Also, with these walls, you may recall I said I was going to grab some grass and build up to these walls, so kind of like this. I was going to go like that. Something like that, maybe. But I actually think it's going to look better if I bring these walls down to meet the grass. And over here, we'll leave it as it is, because we've already got this wall here, and it comes across and meets at the same level. So we're fine with leaving that as it is, just as like a natural transition. And actually, I think it'll make the build look like it fits in with, like it's been built as part of the surroundings, and not built and then the surroundings built around it, if that makes sense. So it'll look a little bit more natural by bringing these down. Yeah, so I think I've got some diorites. I'm not sure. In one of these chests. Here we go. Yeah, so I'm going to be using polished diorite. And if I put it in here, can I just get it straight away? Yeah, polished diorite stairs I'm going to be using. Slabs I'm going to be using. And we're going to need some more bricks. Which one are they in? This one. Okay. So that's there. So we're going to come across 1, 2, 3, and that's going to be there. We're going to have this. I've got to do this because it's sort of, these are the main things. So as long as these tie together, then I know roughly what dimensions I need to be building to. 1, 2, 3, 4, and there. So this is the only part of the build that is equal. An equal spacing apart, and that's because I want this to be, I want to do a double door, which is rare for me actually. I don't often do double doors, but I think they'll look good in this build. I mean, I feel like this building would be far too big to have just a single door. And to be honest, actually, on my creative world, I've got the double doors, and even those look too small, so I've had to build quite a big surround around them. But you'll see that in just a second anyway. Okay, so we need to work out as well how far back we need to go with these stairs. So I think at that level we're there. So I'm just going to bring it back a step at a time. Just like this. For anyone who hates diorite, I promise you this looks good. It might look yucky right now, but when you see it all tied together, it's got like, particularly with this texture pack, it's got more of a marble effect, which makes the entrance look much more grand, more not welcoming, but like more expensive, I think is the word I'm looking for. It looks more sort of upper class rich. You know, you'd have a marble stairs rather than, I don't know, some riffraff stairs. I don't know what the word I'm looking for, but yeah, it'll just look really good, hopefully. We'll get rid of that. So that's going to be our stairs. And then we're going to have stone bricks like this on each side. just like that. And then, have I got enough? Nope, I'm going to need some more of these stone brick walls. And we're going to use these either side. So how are you guys finding lockdown? Have you all been able to relax and chill, or have you been working, or what's been going on with you guys? I've been working hard, hardly working. In a boiling hot attic, I've got to say. It is absolutely sweltering out there. Actually, today my wife wants me to go and put up our gazebo, so that'll be fun. Actually, yesterday, I had to get it out of the shed, and we haven't been in that shed since we moved in, which was over a year ago, and it is covered in spiders, absolutely littered in them. Oh, it was horrendous. And do you know what? I don't mind. I can live like next to spiders, but I can't touch spiders, and I can't have spiders on me. That all started when I was younger. I had a very traumatic experience where I was walking up the street, and I'm going back and forth now because I've realised I've done this wrong. Great. Yeah, I had a very traumatic experience where I actually brushed past a bush, and must have like skimmed across a spider nest, and they hatched on me. And there were millions of these tiny little spiders all over my arms, and I have never freaked out more in my life. It was just anyone who hasn't got a spider phobia, if that happens to you, I can promise you by the end of it you will have a spider phobia, because I was fine with spiders before that point, but that was a deal breaker for me then. It was horrific. I think we need to come up, I don't think I've done this wrong, I just think we need to come up one more. Like that. Just like that. So yeah, that was horrendous. But yesterday I had to get out a gazebo, and I'm putting it out today, and there were just spiders everywhere, and I was screaming like a girl. I was like, no, this is not on, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm out. Bye. Yeah, I'm gonna have to knock this all down. I have done it wrong. I need to build it all. I know this sounds petty, but I need to build it all back one, because I think this level is supposed to be on this block. Okay, so the stairs are now built in the right place. I've actually decided to time-lapse the next section where we're going to be building the front of this mansion. I think it'd just be nicer to put on camera for you. So yeah, I'm going to start my time-lapse right about now. I'm still working on the door, but I think we figured out what we need for next episode because, gosh, this takes a long time. I need a lot of kelp, and I think I need a furnace array, guys. It's just taken forever. And actually, if any of you follow Tango Tech, he's just created an amazing furnace array, which I don't think I'm going to copy because it looks absolutely intense. I don't think I've got the minerals to make that. But it did get me inspired to make my own furnace array. So fingers crossed, next episode I would have worked out something and we'll come up with my own design. But I don't think he'll be as good as his. But yeah, that's definitely something that we need. Okay, so we finished up with the door. I just wanted to add in this little part of the wall here. Just to give this whole build a little bit more structure before I show it off to you. Because I'm really, really pleased with how it's turned out. It looks so good. But the one thing that's holding it back is this wall. It just doesn't work as it is. So yeah, I thought I'd put in some blocks a moment and just build it up a little bit to give you a better idea of how this is going to look in the future. I'm using a bit of a wider block variety actually on the bottom of this wall as well than we've seen so far in the build. But I also had some comments and some messages about asking for help on how to make this style of wall, and you can see what I'm doing. I've just got all the blocks in my hotbar and I'm just spamming them really. There's not much to, there's no real method to it. I'd make a couple of L shapes, a couple of R shapes. That's about it really. It's really simple. I think the most important thing is you need to know what your block palette is. So if you know that you're working with grey blocks, which I am, it makes life easy because well, if you can have any type of grey block you want, it's going to fit in this wall. Like even the andesite, even the polished andesite, it fits even though it's a little bit more structured, and that's because I'm using all the grey blocks. Andesite and stone in particular are very close, and I think I give you a spoiler then of the front entrance. But yeah, so I'm just going to build down these last pillars here, and then we're going to take a step back, and you're going to see what I've done so far. Have I got my dirt blocks on me to tower away? I have. So anyway, the grand reveal. I've held you waiting for far too long. 3, 2, 1. What do you guys think? Do you see what I mean about this wall, though? It really does add something. Having the extra depth there, just the extra wall in there rather than the grass going up to it. I really think that adds to it. But yeah, the entrance, I was toying around with some different designs because I was worried about the height. I wanted the height of the entrance to be the same as at least the same as these two sections here. But the thing is, when you're actually down at ground level and you're looking up, because you're stood in front of the front entrance, it makes it look bigger. So I could have actually made it a little bit smaller and it still would have looked the same size as the rest of the building. And it wouldn't have looked bad from the ground. But I wanted it to look good from all angles, and it really does. So I'm not sold on quite a few sections of it. But you know what? I was going for Spooky Mansion, and when there are vines draped all over the place, this is definitely going to give off a Spooky Mansion vibe. I should really show you at night because it does look way better, but you can't see it very well. Thanks to YouTube and thanks to... I think I've got my screen brightness up way too bright. So what I've done, I've carried on the sort of the midway roof point along here. So you can see in amongst this detail here, the roof actually continues, and it's going to continue all the way along the front of this build. And it's going to actually... this sort of walkway around the building is going to be all the way around. And then on the second floor, so I've done a little balcony. I'm not sure whether I'm going to make it accessible or not yet, so that's still to be decided. And you may be able to see, I might actually zoom in. Where's my field of view? There we go. So you can see I've used the kelp blocks here with some iron... oh, what are they called again? Iron bars. And I think it actually makes a really nice effect. It doesn't look as good from this angle as it looks from down there, but it does. It'll look amazing, you know, when I'm stood there. You'll see anyway. And then at the top, I wanted to make like quite a creepy, eerie window that maybe I can have like an armor stand stood up in, or something spooky like that. Just looking out at us, I think that would be amazing. I've actually put some, that's like a hollow room there. I put some torches in, so in the night that really lights up. And then with an armor stand in the window, I think it's just going to look amazing. So yeah, that's the plan for that. So we'll be stood down there. We'll be able to look up and see this spooky figure. I hope anyway. Yeah, so I'm really pleased. I think it looks amazing. There's a lot of terraforming to be done. I'm not going to lie. This is, like I said, this is a huge project. But do you know what? We're going to get there and it's going to look fantastic. A little bit of a staggered episode today. It's been a bit all over the place. Mainly down to time. But do you know what? The result is amazing. I absolutely love this. And we're seeing it at night now. I need to put some lights on top. I've got a spider up there. But can you see up here there's a light in that window? I know it's all getting dark, but yeah, so I just want this window to be lit up, and maybe like a few of these windows to be lit up, like maybe this one. And I just think that'll make it look more spooky. Also, actually, while I'm looking at this window, you notice I've changed it. I had two little windows there. I've made it one big one. It fits in better. I don't even need your opinion on this. I know it looks way better like it does now. Okay guys, so that is going to round things up for us today. I'm sorry that we couldn't get round to everything we wanted to do, but I'm really strapped for time. Plus this takes a lot longer than you think, getting all these details right, and I'm going back and forth between worlds. So I really appreciate you guys spending the time to watch this. Please go down and leave a comment about which series you like best so that I know to continue that series. And yeah, so make sure leave a comment, leave a like, subscribe. Thanks for watching. I'm Gwent Gamer. Goodbye.